just the fact that we achieved that together.
Oh, that's
so
wonderful.
cool.
Yay.
That's great.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm happy about that with Denise too.
Yay, congratulations, y'all.
All right, anybody else have one they'd like to share?
I have a quick happy. I have been having my thyroid monitored for a while. Like back in 2014, I had to have the left side removed. So I've been keeping an eye on the right side to make sure it was okay. Well, last fall, they found some nodules. And anyway, long story short, we've been monitoring it. And I went this week to get the latest results to see, because they were trying some like thyroid medication to see if that would help stabilize or maybe, like help with the nodules, because we didn't know what they were about. Anyway, I was really nervous. I was really afraid. It was because I was surely convinced, again, I'm not a gracious sufferer. So I convinced myself like I had like throat cancer, and because like it was triggering all this stuff from my family who's gone through some cancer stuff with in their throat. And so anyway, I was really, really nervous. I was telling Carrie, like, I had to take anxiety medication over it. And so anyways, I went to my appointment and got the results, and like the nodules have completely disappeared. Like they don't even exist anymore. So I don't have to go back for another year. Everything is more than fine. I mean, we were all kind of like, that happens? Like that they can disappear? And yeah, they're gone. So
wow, that is amazing. Oh, I'm so glad to hear. I've been holding my breath since you told me.
oh, thank you. Well, I mean, breathe, but
That's amazing. Congrats.
thank you.
That is.
Happy week.
Does anyone want to follow that?
Well, I was going to say something, but I don't want to follow that because that's amazing. No, now I'm happy after hearing everybody's happy things. That's
Aw, yes.
so mine seems not as cool, but no, randomly. So when I shared with y'all a couple weeks ago that I've joined Leukemia Texas's team in June last year, and coming in when the organization was not only celebrating 50 years, but everything was in turmoil, like not being able to hold events and everything like that. But I just got notified last week that they nominated me for, we're a small team. They nominated me for the Dallas Business Journals, and I'm getting the 2021 Executive Director of the Year award from the Dallas Business Journal.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So, which is just mind blowing, because I'm like, no, I haven't even been here a year, but yeah, it's the 2021 Outstanding Directors Award so there'll be a virtual event in April, but the scary thing is they're like, we want to do a photo shoot. And I haven't seen a hair salon in like a year. It is not good. I'm panicking about this. I'm like, oh, I've been wearing stretchy pants for a year and have not had my hair done. You cannot take photos of me.
With you. I'm with you. I know what you mean. Oh, you're beautiful though. And congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. It's so random and weird, but yay, I'm excited.
I am too. That's amazing. That is awesome. God, that's a huge honor. Well, you're sharp though, you're very with it, and you just got the best energy ever. So it doesn't surprise me. So.
No, but thank you. No.
All right. Does anyone else have a happy they'd like to share? Hi, Felicia.
So,
Hi.
as many of y'all know, I'm running for re-election on the school board, and
yes.
Never having done it before, never having run a campaign. I'm just gonna say I've seen so much support. And, so many people have reached out to me and asked about ways they could help, and just it's really neat. It's really awesome to have so many people in your corner. And I mean, we're going up against a guy that he's got the same name as one of the elementary schools in the district, and to have this much support, I feel really humbled and glad. Makes me happy.
Oh, Carrie, you're on mute.
Muted.
I was just saying it's kind of hard to hear you, and I muted myself. What is up with me today?
When you're muted.
Oh, well, that's wonderful, Carlos. And yes, there's nothing like knowing whether people love you or not than running for office for something. But people do love you. So
What school district are you running for? This is exciting.
Aubrey ISD.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations.
yeah, re-election.
Your election. Yes.
Yeah, he's
That's
already doing
awesome.
an amazing job. So yes, that's wonderful. I know I won't be able to vote in it because I live in McKinney, but I'll have to find someone and make them go out and vote.
Matter what.
Still vote. It'll be fine. We can still do it.
Honey, this is being recorded.
Well, can people in like Savannah, if we technically have an Aubrey address, but we're not Aubrey
you're-
ISD, can we vote for that school district?
You gotta be in Aubrey ISD.
Oh, boo. Okay.
Oh, you have to be an Aubrey ISD. Okay.
In Savannah, Indiana?
No,
No,
we're
this is
getting ISD.
Okay, that's all right. That just
I mean-
means that we have an obligation to find someone.
Yes.
and
Or if you
remind
can,
them to go out
if you want to
there.
make a campaign pledge that you'll absorb us into Aubrey ISD, then yes, you would get the whole community.
Look at you.
I don't know that I can't make empty campaign promises.
No campaign promises. Okay.
I understand.
all
I
right.
understand.
I understand that. Well, we're happy for you. That's wonderful. Okay. All right. Really quick. I've got a Rotary Minute I wanted to share really fast. I don't know if some of you guys remember a few months ago, we had Shelter Box come and visit us. And they were talking about, she was climbing a lot of mountains as a fundraiser. The 14ers is what it was. And she mentioned in her just all her experiences that she also visited one of the refugee centers in Myanmar. And I might be mispronouncing Myanmar. I might be mispronouncing that. But if you're aware of what's going on over there, it's horrific. The persecution that those people are under, it is just insane when you think about that, especially where you think we've evolved as a planet, as a humanity. You just think that we're past some of these horrific crimes, but it's going on. And so as a result of that, a lot of them have fled to America to set up a home here. And so a big population of the refugees have made Indiana their home. And what's so cool is that they've actually started their own Rotary Club now. And so when I read about that, I was like, wow, that's amazing. And, here's just a couple of photos that you can see there. One of them is getting their citizenship, to become an American citizen. Another one is teaching. They are having like food drives. They're just really acclimating into the culture, the American culture, but still keeping in their own traditions. So anyway, we're just really excited. They're proud to be Rotarians. They just started their club, and so this was just like a really cool moment that I really wanted to share back with you guys, that just a little bit of that Rotarian spirit and how it spreads across borders, and now they've got a chapter here. So anyway, just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of that. I thought that was a cool Rotary moment.
That is so cool, Carrie. Thank you.
Oh, right? Thank you. I
Yeah.
was really,
Awesome.
really happy about that. Okay, really quick, guys. Next Friday, Roger will be here. We want as many as in attendance as possible. He is our district governor, and we really want to show loud and proud that 380 Rotary rocks. We already got a great reputation of being a vibrant club. That's all they say about us, is we're a vibrant club. So we really want to show up loud and proud and make sure that we are attending next Friday. So just mark your calendar for that. Okay, really quick. This is time for a club vote. So we've been meeting at 7. Are you? Yes, Carlos. Okay, so and forgive me of my horrible Robert's Rules of Order, but I'm going to try to do this as professionally as possible. So the board discussed last week about changing the meeting time to 8 a.m. instead of 7:30 a.m. And so we'll discuss those parameters in just a second, but right now I'd like to entertain a motion to change our meeting time from 7:30 to 8:30. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Awesome. That's
Second.
Denise and Dan.
Denise goes.
Thank you so much. Okay, so, and like I said, we've been meeting every week, pretty much every Friday at 7:30 in the morning. But our club has evolved and changed a little bit. We'd like to honor the people that are, having to get there in person for one. I know how difficult that is to try to get there and the sun is still not up yet, but wondering, if that 30 minutes would just make a little bit of difference for people, make it a little bit easier, especially when it comes to attracting new members. Sometimes, 7:30 can be pretty daunting. I know Denise was talking to me about it. So if there's any questions or comments about it? Okay, all right, well then I'll like to call a vote that we as a club vote to change effective the first meeting in April. So not this Friday, not the next Friday, but effective April, that we will change our club meeting time to 8 a.m. All those in favor say aye.
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 Awesome. All that oppose say nay. All right, it's unanimous. The ayes have it. Wonderful. Thank you, everybody. I got chills. We're 8 o'clock. Woo! That means like when we see each other, the sun will be up. I'm very excited about that. Thank you, everyone. We'll make that announcement, make sure that happens. What was that, Carlos?
So April 1st.
It's the 2nd, actually. April 2nd, it will be when it's effect. So we want to just generate enough time to make sure that all our social media pages, our web page, like everything is changed over. And we also didn't want to disrupt the governor's time where he's planning on being here. And so, we're just going to go ahead and do one more 7:30 meeting, which is next Friday, and then that's it.
Terry, what did we discuss in the board meeting about Good Friday?
Oh, what did we discuss? Did we discuss to make that a holiday, or I don't even remember. I know we brought it up, but we were okay. Let me just rewind a bit, guys. You know how we're we don't have meetings on holidays, so like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, we honor your time with your families. So Good Friday is coming up. And so just, we mentioned it in the board meeting as to whether or not we'll have an actual club meeting because of Good Friday. Honestly, Carlos, I don't remember. I'll have to look at the meeting minutes.
Okay. You want to
And see what, do you remember? Did we cancel or because I don't know when is Good Friday.
It's Friday, March 26th.
Oh, it's March 26th? Okay.
It's in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That would be the day of our.
Well, that would be the day of our social. We wouldn't have a club meeting anyway.
No, it's.
Oh, no, I'm
It's
not.
the,
It's April 2nd. Sorry.
April
Oh, it's April
Yeah,
2nd.
it's April 2nd.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. I see the
I'm looking
looks.
at the wrong
Denise and Carlos.
calendar.
Oh,
I was like, wait, looking at the wrong calendar there.
It's okay. I was seeing the looks they were giving each other, and I was like,
Yeah, no, that's see, that's why we need to move to 8 a.m. Sorry.
I see. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
And
Okay.
the time changes this Sunday, so that's even better. It'll be even sunnier by 8 a.m. next time.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Well, I'm going to check the meeting minutes, but it very well may be that we, if Good Friday is on April 2nd, we may not have a meeting that day in honor of people, for that. What was that?
I think we did, but I could be wrong.
I know. I think we did too, because I can't
I
remember.
think we did too.
You do? Okay. Everybody's saying, I think we were. Okay, well, Denise and I will catch up right after me. We'll just confirm it. And if
So,
that's the case, we'll send out a
8
note.
a.m. April 9th.
So it may be 8 a.m. April 9th. Thank you, Carlos, for that. That's wonderful. That's making our club efficient. I appreciate that because I didn't even think of it. So thank you. All right. Thank you, everybody. That was wonderful. Okay. Carlos, I know we don't have a lot of time. And so we're going to have Brad speak in just a second. But I know there was a couple things I wanted you to cover, if you don't mind. You got
Yes.
3 minutes?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. So, the water bottle donation request, we've got, last couple times I've been to, those big box stores, Walmart, Sam's, things like that. Last time I was at Walmart and looking for water, they told me, they said, Carlos, we just don't have a whole pallet of water to sell you, and so, just as soon as we can, we'll get those purchased so that we can get them sent off to our elementary schools that are needing them so badly. But that is something that, as those become available, we'll start buying those and getting them delivered. I'll push a note out to the club as soon as that's available, so that if anybody wants to help deliver those, it's work, especially for 1 or 2 people. So help would definitely be appreciated. Volunteers, the COVID, let's see, provide transportation for an individual to a vaccination hub or DCTA station. If you want to volunteer for this, then there'll be more information on our Facebook page. But Terry, what is this? We're just writing people to.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
I just posted about this on the public page with the link to sign up. So it's an opportunity. There's 2 different opportunities. One, to volunteer to drive someone in your, like, they'll pair you with someone in your neighborhood who doesn't have transportation access, or your area, your near area, I should say, who doesn't have transportation access to get their COVID vaccine, or to transport them to a public, like the DCTA station, so that they can go travel to get theirs. And then they actually also have other opportunities where you can go and be like a greeter, or kind of work on site at the vaccination locations. And so the link, I just posted it on the public page for anyone who wants to sign up, or just say that they're interested.
Thank you. Whoop, whoop. That's awesome. Appreciate that.
Blood drive. Jeff's not here, but I know he's working on putting together another blood drive like he had done before there in front of Savannah. Jeff's on vacation though, but I know that as soon as he gets us, dates and stuff like that, he'll need more support also. There's another opportunity to help with our blood drive from Carter Blood.
Yeah, it's Carter, I think it is. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Looking
Yeah.
forward to that whenever it comes up. I remember I wanted to volunteer last year, or last time. It wasn't last year, was it?
Yeah. I think it was last year. Yeah.
I don't know. I've still got COVID brain.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We're looking forward to it.
Whoops. Yes. Thank you for that. Yeah. He's going to need some help. So if this is something you're interested in. Thank you, Carlos. All right. Did you want to introduce your partner in crime over there?
Yes. So Brad obviously is the owner of the Kiesling Insurance Agency here at Farmers. He's a wonderful landlord. But Brad and his team here at the Kiesling Insurance Agency, they're amazing. I've never really seen the backside of insurance, but how it works and stuff behind the scenes. But I'm just amazed at how much he and his team go above and beyond to make sure that you're educated about what you're getting. How much he knows already, how much we don't know about insurance, and so I'm glad Brad is here to speak to us.
Yay! That was beautiful.
Well, thank you. Well, appreciate that good introduction there.
Yeah.
I need to share the screen here. So
Oh, yes. Okay. Let me stop.
Okay.
That was a great introduction, Carlos. I hope you got something like that for me.
Yeah, how do I share the screen?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Hey, Terry, how do I share the screen here?
Just the green button
Oh,
on the screen.
Oh, there it is. I was looking at the top. Sorry about that. It says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Can you grab that?
Yeah.
oh, sorry. Did I do, okay, I'm sorry, guys.
No problem.
There we go. Okay.
All right.
Blue button. Blue button on the bottom right.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. Wow.
So I appreciate having an opportunity to talk again, and I'll come over here because I got the handy little clicker now. So last time, a few weeks ago, when I talked, when we chatted, I had an opportunity to talk a little bit about our agency and who we are. But what I wanted to do is get to the section on why you'd want to have an agent, and it does not want to work for me. So, all right, I love technical difficulties. What did I do wrong? Huh? No, I don't want to do this. So, here we go. All right, so, again, just, I did the introductions about who we are and a little bit about who Farmers Insurance is. So let me cycle through here. And so what I wanted to do is, I wanted to talk a little bit about, why you need an agent, why agents are important, particularly when it comes to insurance. And so I was going to kind of go over three things. The first thing I'm going to do is the little quiz I did last time to see if people were paying attention, but it's why people need insurance or why they think they need insurance. Then I want to talk just a little bit about, about the vision I had and Denise and I had when we put this agency together and working with people. Then I wanted to give what I think is important. I want to give some examples of different types of coverages that, a lot of people think they have, but maybe they don't. So, I want to spend kind of the bulk of the time there. And then I want to give a little bit of time over to Denise, where she's going to talk about our kindness revolution and how we're trying to help people just, bring happiness in this world right now. So, but if you all recall, who was on, a few weeks ago, I ran this little quiz. What are the, why do people think they need insurance? So, does anyone remember what some of those reasons were?
It was because we had to have it, right?
We had to have it. If the lender is making me have it.
Yeah.
So if we have a mortgage, lender's making me have it. Anyone else? Well, another one, the law says I need to have it.
Right.
And then the third one is when a catastrophe happens, particularly like what we experienced a few weeks ago. So, and what I found in, the last couple of years and working the property and casualty area is a lot of people, and this is just my impression here, but I think a lot of people have the attitude, geez, they're making me have it. So I'm going to try to stick it to the insurance industry by trying to get the lowest price possible. And when we review these policies, a lot of times we realize they don't have very, very much coverage, or they don't have the proper coverage out there. And the only time they're really going to feel it is when they do have something happen, whether it's an accident with the car, or again, something happening like a few weeks ago with the snowstorm coming through and pipes bursting or other problems. So it's only then that you really realize how, what type of insurance do I have and whether it's good. And a lot of people I ask, and I like to ask you guys, you don't have to answer this question, but when's the last time you reviewed your insurance policy? And when I sit down one-on-ones on that, most of the time the people say never, or I don't even know when the last time I did it. And so, and their lives change. We get kids, we get bigger homes, we get more cars, and we're making more money. We have more in savings. There's more at risk. And so that's really why it's important that you have an agent who can sit down and review your policy and make sure you have those, the right coverages. And that really kind of goes into my vision here. So, my vision and, what I try to hold myself to and my team to is, we want to make sure that, no matter what happens, whether, we take a look at your policy and for whatever reason, you don't move over to us, we just want to make sure you understand your policy, both your home and your auto, your other types of policies out there. We just want to make sure you understand it. The second thing, though, is we want to make sure you have proper coverages. Now, a lot of times when we review, if you're with State Farm, Allstate, Geico, whomever, a lot of times when we review your stuff, we might not know exactly what some of the, the way they title things with the other companies out there. But, we want to make sure that you understand, what type of coverages you need. So at least you can go back to your other agent or call the 800 number and hopefully get someone who understands what you're asking and to make sure you have that type of a coverage. So, those are the two biggest things I like to focus on. But also, too, we understand, we understand that price is important. So we want to make sure that you do have all the discounts that you deserve. And then finally, I put help when problems happen. And this is really important because, things do happen. Whether it's to your car, it's to your home, it's to your family. And the question comes then is, who do I call? What do I do? And what a lot of people don't realize is that when you do file claims, it creates a record. And it's a record that, the industry has access to. So, and even if you call into the company, say, hey, look, I have hail damage on my house. A roofer came by. This happened to a friend of mine the other day. Roofer was supposedly next door looking at someone else's home, decided to go to his house and said, oh yeah, if you got damage, we can get this fixed. So we had one of our roofers that we trust go out and take a look at it. He says, no, you really don't need that. Well, if he would have called the insurance company and, kind of mentioned that, hey, I might have damage, I might not, guess what? That gets put into your record. And that could affect you when it comes to renewals. It could affect you if you want to try to move to another company. It could affect your price. And so, that's one area where we like to help people to make sure that, there is actually a damage and something that can be claimed. But more importantly, then when there is, who do I call if I'm having troubles with, getting things done? Who do I call, help me hold my hand through this whole thing? Because a lot of times it is very traumatic. And that's what we're here for. And the nice thing is, it's just not myself. We have Corinne who, just joined us. I have 3 other people on my team. So it's really all of us that are going to be here to help. But with that, what I want to do is I want to give you some examples. So just real quickly here, I want to give some examples of, things that, if you haven't looked at your policy lately, that you might want to look to see, do I have coverage for this? And so the first thing I wanted to focus on is home. Let's talk about your home. One of the biggest areas that you're going to have trouble with your home is water damage, particularly here in North Texas. And there's a lot of different ways that can happen. Now, particularly from the snowstorm a few weeks ago, we have this sudden burst of your pipes. They froze, the water came back on, and they burst. You know what? That is what your base policy is there to cover. That sudden and accidental, discharge of water. That's what the insurance is there to cover. But what if something else happens? So, for example, the other big thing we have here is we have hail. So, we have the hail and we have the storms. Well, if the hail damages your roof, more importantly, let's say hail comes through your roof, it goes through your windows, or a branch on a tree falls off on your car, or through through the house, and then the water gets in and you have damage along that line. Again, your base coverage is there to handle that. But what if that doesn't happen, but you still have water damage? So, for example, because of the wind that we get with these storms, that water gets blown up through the soffits in your attic, or just the cracks in the house through normal settling, and the water gets in through there. Or more importantly, had this the other day example. Let's say you have a skylight, and just the seal around the skylight goes bad. Water comes down, damages the walls, damages the floor. Well, guess what? The base coverage for most contracts don't cover that. So you need to have some extra coverage. Now, we call it additional water coverage. We add that to all our contracts. It doesn't increase the premium very much, but what it does is it covers what's called windblown rain or water damage that a lot of people, think, hey, I'm going to be covered here, but because I got that less expensive contract out there from XYZ company, it might not be covered. So, that's definitely a big area that you need to look into. Just a couple other ones is, what about that slow water leak? That water leak that just kind of drips in the background. Is that covered? Is that not covered? Some companies cover it, some don't. Some making an additional coverage. It also might depend on the age of your home. I don't know. I mean, that's going to be different from all of us, but do we have coverage for that? What about if our sewer backs up? Our sewer backs up and comes back up into our home, that can create a lot of damage. Well, guess what? Most base contracts don't cover that type of damage. So, we have an optional feature that we can add on to that. And then the last one is flood. A lot of people think, boy, my house flooded. Lake Louisville flooded a whole neighborhood. I got coverage for that. And I'm sorry, for floods, you don't have coverage. You have to have additional flood coverage that you need to have in order to take care of that for that type of water damage. And again, it's something that we can help you with as well. But again, when you look at water damage, it's probably one of the biggest, types of claims you're going to have with regards to your home. Every contract's a little bit different. That sudden accidental discharge is going to be covered. But what about all the other options or the other things that can happen? Similarly, what happens when I need to get my roof replaced? Or something happens to my fence or my personal property? How is that covered? Are the claims covered? There's two different ways you can cover it. There's what's called replacement cost or what's called actual cash value. Actual cash value factors in the depreciation, which means that if something happened to my roof and my roof is measured by actual cash value by the insurance company, not only do I have to pay the deductible, but also too, I have to pay, I'm not going to be covered for a certain amount to cover the depreciation. That means I got to come up with more money. Yeah, I might have saved a little bit more and paying my premiums, but again, here in North Texas, with the amount of hail damage we get year in, year out, it's just something you might want to make sure you have covered is what's called replacement costs. A couple other things just real quickly on the home. What about your valuables? Jewelry, guns, other types of collections, fine art collections. Is that covered? A lot of base contracts it only covers up to a very limited amount. Maybe it's a few $1,000s. So I have an expensive ring. My wife has her wedding ring. She has other pieces of jewelry. You know what? You might need to get a jewelry policy for that, because a lot of people think, well, if something happens, my homeowners will cover it. Most likely it's not. So again, think about your valuables. You might need to have a separate policy for that, or just a separate addition to your existing homeowner's policy. There's one last thing I want to mention too on the homeowners, because there's a lot of other little things, but another big one, and that's liability. One other big reason we buy and have a homeowner's policy is not just to cover the home, but what if someone gets hurt in my home? What if someone breaks their leg? Or I have a trampoline and they fall off and they break their neck or something along that line. You have that liability to help cover medical expenses, potentially getting sued, as well as covering your an attorney. We will hire an attorney to help represent you during that time period. But there's a different type of liability, and it's called personal injury. And what that is that revolves more around like slander and saying bad things about someone. And God forbid, let's say they go out and they hurt themselves or worse. Well, guess what? They can come back and sue you. And if you have what's called personal injury added to your policy, that could provide protection for you and your family in case something like that happens. And think about, particularly if people have teenage kids, they're on Twitter, they're on Facebook, they're on all these social medias, and they're bullying people. Things happen. And guess what? If you had this personal injury protection, it could come in and protect you and defend you if they wanted to come back and sue you. So there's just a few things on the homeowner's policy. On the auto, real quickly, I like to say there's three types of coverages for your auto. You have coverage for the other person, you have coverage for you and your family, and then you have coverage for your auto. What I mean by that is, you get into an accident. Well, that's what your liability coverage comes in. And that's there to take care of the other person in case they're injured, in case they want to sue you for pain and suffering. And again, you don't have to hire an attorney. We will hire an attorney that will represent you. That's all part of what's called the liability coverage. And then you have property damage. And that's, damaging the other autos, or you run your car through a home, things along that line. You got that type of coverage as well. So that's coverage for others. Coverage for you and your family, though. This is a lot of things people miss. It's what's called underinsured. What if you get hit by someone and you're injured, your cars are damaged, and that person has no coverage at all? Well, guess what? Unless you have underinsured coverage on your policy is not going to be there for you. You're on your own. You're on your own to fix your own cars. You're on your own to fix for medical and everything along that line. So, definitely you might want to take a look. Do I have underinsured? They estimate here in Texas about 20 to 25% of the drivers don't have insurance. And probably, I think I've seen anywhere from 40 to 50% are underinsured. So it's just kind of something you want to take a look at. And then finally, protection for your car. That's where kind of comp and collision, comprehensive and collision comes in. So if you hit something, then we'll fix your car minus the deductible. That's called a collision. Comprehensive is something hits you. So that's if a tree limb falls on it, hail hits it, things along that line, then, you know, there'd be coverage to take care of your car minus whatever the deductible is. So again, just kind of talking about the audit. You know, your business, you got business owners here. Yeah, we offer business owner policies. We also, you know, we can offer commercial auto to take care of your auto. But more importantly, if you have employees, workers' comp is vitally important. It's not required in Texas, but if you have workers' comp and one of your employees gets hurt on the job, they cannot come back and sue you. The laws are very straightforward on that. They can't come back and sue you for pain and suffering, for medical bills. That is what workers' comp is there to do. It does not cost a lot, but because it's not required, a lot of business owners just feel I don't need it out there. So just kind of something to keep in mind. And then life insurance, vitally important. What does that protect? That protects your family. That protects your income stream in case, you know, the main breadwinner or the other spouse, you know, passes away. It's there to help you along that line. The last thing I'd like to leave you with here before I turn it over to Denise is we also offer, and something that can be vitally important for people, is what's called an umbrella policy. And like an umbrella, you open that umbrella up and it covers you above and beyond for your home and your auto, the limits that you have. So if something, you know, God forbid you're in an auto accident and multiple people are hurt, maybe even someone is killed, and they want to come back and sue you, they can sue you up and we'll defend you up to whatever your limits are. But if they want more and you have this umbrella policy, it provides liability protection above and beyond what your regular policies offer. And it gives you that peace of mind to know that, hey, I'm protected here. And it's vitally important if you have kids or other drivers out there. It's just there to provide that peace of mind to you. So for me to wrap up, before I turn it over to Denise, I just want to say, you know, I'd like to ask you guys to do kind of a couple things. You know, just kind of, if you haven't pulled your policies out in a while, just pull them out and take a look at it. We'd be more than happy to do a review. It doesn't cost anything. You know, give you a kind of our 2 cents on you know what you have, and we'll talk to you about what we think you need, and you know, hopefully we can help you. But more importantly too, we always ask, don't keep us a secret. So if you know friends, family, you know, coworkers, please let them know we're here. We'd love to help them, just like we're helping our clients right now. So what I'd like to do though is, because of time, I'm going to turn it over to Denise. But if anyone has any questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call. You know, we're here. We're more than happy to help you. If I need to come out and meet with you, I'll be more than happy to do that as well if you'd like to come on in. But Carrie, I just appreciate having time to kind of finish up my presentation from a few weeks ago.
No, this is wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. And there's a lot of valuable information here that we all could use. I love the great advice you gave. I will certainly be doing that. So thank you.
No
And
problem.
super timely, very, very timely.
And I am going to turn it over here to Denise. Let me get her thing up so she can talk about the climate revolution. All right.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I know that on and off I've said a couple of words, and you know, we've talked about the kindness revolution. People have been helping me share it, which I absolutely love and appreciate. And because together we can do so much more than we would have just been able to accomplish on our own. Just to take a step back, the Kindness Revolution, what it is a nonprofit, a national nonprofit agency that, you know, was developed just basically to make changes in communities and to spread kindness. Our vision from the very beginning, when we kind of put all this together, was, you know, we want to make a difference. We want to be involved in the communities that we serve. We want to get to know everyone. You know, that's what we want. And little did we know we would be in an area as fabulous as this. Members of the Rotary Club, who all of you, you know, we just love dearly and love working with you. And it's more than we could have imagined. I've talked with Ashley a couple of times in the past, and she's like, "What makes you different?" And I'm like, "Well, we're nice." And we think, you know, I mean, it wasn't nothing that I was saying was in company. It was, you know, just encompassing what we want to do and what our vision is for our agency and to do for the community and all over. And so this opportunity came up, and it was just perfect. So that's basically, we're looking for people to come alongside of us to let us know, you know, if they're a school or a business or, you know, just a club or a class or anything that we could make a difference in, and just teaching people not to be kind, not just to be kind, but it makes a difference to recognize people, I feel like, for what they do. I'm very excited to say that Carlos has been working very closely with us. Next thing that I know, we've gotten a couple of programs on the agenda. One's up and running for sure at Fuller. We are meeting with Rodriguez Middle School, and they were so appreciative and excited about what we can do and what we can help them achieve. And so, it just goes to show, just by partnering with someone, and we don't know how amazing he is, we've already made such a difference, and I'm very excited about what we can do going forward. So I appreciate everyone who has shared this, who, has talked about our efforts, and we look forward to making a difference. So that's it.
Am I on the next slide?
Oh, I'm not organized like this.
So, well, these, so really, what we're looking for is we're looking to partner with organizations where we can get out there and maybe recognize like an employee or a teacher, like a teacher of the quarter, teacher of the month, employee of the quarter, and just provide a certificate here, so you can see kind of, we've done a few here already. It's just a little thing, but the goal is just to put a smile on someone else's face. So hopefully then they can pass it forward. And so, we have these certificates that we can put together for teachers, for children, for, employees, just to recognize and say, hey, you did something kind. We just wanted to say thank you very much. What we're also looking for, and if anyone can help us along this line, is what we'd really like to do is try to get maybe some $5, $10 gift certificates to some of the local restaurants, Smoothie King, things along that line. So maybe when we go to the schools and we recognize a teacher or a student of the quarter, that we can also put together a little, packet to them and say, hey, not only do you have this nice certificate, but here's 3 or 4 gift certificates for, some local places around here, and do some things along that line. So if you know of any businesses, restaurants, fast food places that might be willing to, help us out, maybe with, 3 or 4 or $5 gift certificates, that would be greatly appreciated out there. But also then just helping us get the word out. Really, we just want to put a smile on people's face, and hopefully that they can pass it forward. So that's kind of the whole basis of the kindness revolution.
That's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. I love the photos. I love the mission. Like, this is just, and my mind is already just thinking through of all the teachers, and I'm just like, I love it. I love it. Does anyone have any questions about the kindness revolution or the vision or?
I absolutely love it and want to help y'all however I can. I think it's amazing and much needed to recognize kindness and empathy in the world. So it's awesome. Congrats.
It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you. And thank you so much, Brad. We have a couple minutes. Did anyone have any questions about his presentation? I have to say, oh, go ahead.
Oh, it's a a little bit of a self-serving question, but because I haven't called Shelby yet. Actually, it's a question about that you mentioned about sometimes like knowing when to file a claim or not. How does that work though when so example, in the case of me being rear-ended, I haven't called my insurance yet because I don't know, how do you know when to file a claim or not to file a claim on something like that? Because you mentioned that sometimes filing a claim could be a ding against you. So is that when you call your agent and they let you know, or?
Yeah, now, so actually you were rear-ended. You didn't rear-end someone, correct?
Correct.
So that would not be held against you. It's when you do it, in this instance. So, did you get the other person's insurance information?
Yeah, I got a photo of their insurance and their driver's license.
Okay. Do you know what company that's with? You remember?
I can pull it up real quick.
No, you know what? We can talk about that offline. But here's where I'm going with that. Is it could be with a really, lack of a better word, no-name company out there, or some small company. And
yeah, it's Great Northern.
What is it?
Great Northern.
I never heard of them before. So
I know. So I'm like, I've had it where I've been hit before and they didn't have insurance. So then I had to pay the deductible, and then that went on as a claim. So how do people know when is a good time to call the insurance or not if they're hit?
That's a great question.
So what I would recommend is, if you have their insurance information, I would give that insurance company a call and say, hey, look, one of your clients hit me. What do we need to do? I want to file a claim. Now, I know we've worked on some before where they're like, well, no, our person has to make the claim. And, and then if they never do it, then, that ends up becoming an issue. And in which case, then we would say, hey, why don't you come back and file a claim with us so that we can then go after that insurance company to, recover costs. But what I was really more talking about is when you are, you cause the accident, or more importantly on your home, something happens on your home. Should I file a claim or not? Well, give us a call. Let us find out what the situation is. And I'm going to tell you too, we don't know everything. And that's what I like about being part of Farmers, because they've seen a thing or two, so they know a thing or two. So we got someone to call. So I had to throw that little thing in there. But so if we don't know here, that's what I really like about Farmers. It's really easy for us to call, either the claims area, our district office, the back office, and say, okay, here's our situation. How would you suggest we handle this? So
That's
like
awesome.
with your office, then if, for example, if someone has their insurance with you and something happens to their house, they would just call your office first and say, hey, I don't know if I should file a claim on this or not, but here's what's happened. And y'all will kind of help them figure that out.
Give you an example. So I mentioned about our friend who the roofer stopped by. He's supposedly checking the person next door. Knocks on his door and says, hey, I noticed some damage. Would you like me to do an inspection? And my friend said, hey, this guy sounded very knowledgeable and everything like that. And he went through the whole thing, and he had a little bit of leaking from the end of the snowstorm in his back patio. I mean, it was outside and all that, but he noticed a little bit of leaking. So he said, yeah, come on in and take a look. And so the guy said, oh yeah, you got all this damage. So he then called me, and I said, hey, listen, we have, from our Master Networks group, we have a roofer that this company that we trust. And I had him go out there. And he looked at it and he said, no, I mean, there's not, the hail damage is, no, it's not, it's nowhere near, bad as what the other guy said. He suggested a couple things and, just a way to fix up the leak to where, it was a very simple fix for him. And so, he's like, okay, I appreciate it. And, I didn't need to file a claim and I wouldn't have to worry about it because again, when you file a claim, then the insurance company's adjuster potentially goes out and looks at it, depending on what the issue is. And they might come back and say, no, guess what? We're not going to pay for this because of whatever reason. And that's where it creates that record for you. But by calling us, we had someone come out and take a look at it and said, no, you don't need this fix. And that's the benefit of working with an agent. Now, listen, if during that storm your pipe burst or a wind went through your roof, yes, no, we'd say call our claims area. Let's get this thing taken care of immediately. But it's kind of that everything else in between. What do I do? And that's the advantage of having an agent and working with you.
That's awesome. Thank you for that question, Ashley, and thank you, Brad. Appreciate all of this. If you want to stop sharing, we will pull up our four-way test. Of course, I wonder if anyone remembers it by heart. I won't put you on the spot. God knows I couldn't even get through the Pledge of Allegiance. So, all right, let's see here. But Denise, my sweet, beautiful friend.
Yeah.
If you could lead us out. Sorry, I just had it up and then it just disappeared on me. There. Okay, can you see it all right?
Yes.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Number one.
Is it the truth?
The truth.
Number two.
Is it fair
to all concerned?
Number three.
Will it
Will build goodwill and better friendships?
Number four.
Will it be
Will it be
beneficial
beneficial to all concerned?
And number five.
Have
Have
some
some
fun. Yay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. And we'll let you know about April. But We'll see you Friday, next Friday with the governor, okay? Don't forget.
No.
Thank you, Carlos. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
everyone.
Carrie.
Have a great
Bye,
weekend.
everyone.
All right, bye.
Hi, Felicia.
Bye-bye. Hi.
I always wanted to say that.